Hi guys, look at what we have today. We have the 100th session on cat questions. So that's a great anniversary for us of some sorts. And we also have Happy Diwali. So great guys, I hope you all are having a good time at home, celebrating with family and also preparing for your cat. So don't let the goal of the cat get away from your minds. Ensure that you're putting at least 2-3 hours every day, right? With Diwali, without Diwali, right? Your preparation should not flag off. So, guys, what are we doing today? We are going to continue with the DILR questions that we have already done. We have done half of the paper on Thursday, and now we are doing two sets today, and we'll continue the remaining two sets on Monday, right? So, great, guys. A quick introduction. Hi, I'm Munira Lokhandwala, and I'm Calcutta alumna, a serial 100 percentiler in the CAT, and a 99 percentiler in the GMAT. You can find me on the Unacademy YouTube Crack Cat channel, 100 sessions, right? Obviously, you can find me here. And of course, you can find me on the Unacademy app. So I have just finished a series of session where we have been revising math while doing CAT questions. So we are not just solving questions, we are also revising concepts along with it. Okay. So please be a part of those sessions. You can, first of all, download the Unacademy Learning app. So go to the Google Play Store, search and download Unacademy Learning app. Within that, guys, you have to select the CAT Goal and the Plus CAT courses. So as I said, right, एक तो ये special classes है that I've been taking, and you're eligible. Once you download, you are straight away eligible for special classes. Once you pay for the subscription, you are eligible for plus classes. So plus pay, I'm starting a batch for LRDI for CAT 2021. So that has already started from Wednesday, the 11th of November. We finished some easy sets, and now we are going to move on to some interesting sets. So LR in the CAT has been like this very, puzzle oriented, unique way of solving and looking at questions. So we are going to do all that. And of course, some basic lectures have taken place, but you can still be a part of this. So, along with me, there are a lot of other great teachers who are doing both batches for CAT 2021 and revisers for CAT 2020. So, please ensure that your celebration just reaches the sky with the kind of resources we have. We have the top 200 educators in the CAT, guys, and we are also running batches on XAT, Snap, and now that the time is coming near, I'm sure these batches will be very, very helpful for you, right? So another reason why you should straight away go and enroll, guys, is the National Scholarship Test. So every Sunday, we are having one section or the other. This coming Sunday, right, which is basically tomorrow, you have the LRDI section. So top 50 scorers in this section will get 5,000 rupees. We've already conducted 4 tests, 4 section tests, 2 of Quant, 1 of LR and 1 of Verbal, and 200 students have already won vouchers. I don't want you all to miss out, guys. Go ahead, enroll. You get great analysis, you get a great relevant rank. The closer you are to the CAT, the better rank, right? The better the rank will reflect on how your preparation is going, correct? So please ensure that आप भी 5,000 अपने दिवाली पे spend कर सकते हैं, correct? Also, guys, as I said, the absolute batch has just started. So Professor Pratik, me, and Professor Bobby, we are managing these sessions. So I hope to see you for that as well. With subscription to take, that we can talk towards the end of the session. You can use my code Munira10 to get a great discount, right? Great. Let's now look at what fraction of the square is shaded. Okay. So if we look at 1/4 of the square, right? Now starting from here till here, if this line is passing, right, symmetrically, then this line has to pass through the midpoint, correct? So if I now compare, let's take our square, our big square, okay, to be of side 8, correct? तो ये 8 है पूरा. Now ये आधा करके this becomes 4, this becomes 4. So now let us just do some naming. A, B, C and D. We are now only just focusing on the quarter circle. And let this point be E. So I want you all to compare ADE triangle with triangle AEC. Okay. So if I am comparing these two triangles, height is the same for both the triangles. The height is AD, but the base is different, DE and EC, but they are still equal, right? Because this is the midpoint, E is the midpoint, which means that the area of triangle ADE will be equal to AEC. Okay. So now let's start off with the square. The ABCD square has side 4. So its area hoga 16. So half of that triangle ADC, right? Ye pura triangle ADC. That will be half of your square. That will be 8. जिसमें ये भी आधा आधा टूट जाता है, right? तो ये आधा टूट जाता है. So that becomes ADE is actually going to be 4. Right? Great. Now we have to look at this portion. So if you draw this triangle here, let's call this point X. So XDC, okay, is basically broken up into two equal triangles, XDE and XEC. Right? Okay. Now if I compare this also, these are also equal triangles. So let us say A, okay, let me name these points also. So you have F, okay. So let us say AXF is X. You can also say FXD is X and XDE is X and XEC is X. So basically you have all these 4 equal triangles, right? And they'll have to be equal. Height same hai, ye dono same, base is also the same, right? Midpoint hai. Yahan pe bhi height same hai, these two are the same, correct? So ye dono equal hai, ye dono equal hai, and symmetrically all 4 of these are equal. So basically now 3 of these lead to 4. So 3x is equal to 4. Hence x is equal to 4 by 3. बस अब हो गया. अब यहाँ पे x is 4 by 3. Okay. So in that quarter circle, it's going to take up the ratio of total square is 16, out of which this is 4 by 3. And of course, you can just multiply both by 4 to get the same answer. So here we can solve. The answer is going to be 1 by 12. Right? Great, guys. Now let's move on. So we've already done 4 sets on Thursday, and because it is Diwali, right, I'm keeping it a little light. So instead of doing 4 sets together, we are going to do 2 sets today on Saturday, and the next 2 sets we are doing on Monday. So great, let's now solve these sets. A supermarket has to place 12 items coded A to L in shelves numbered 1 to 16. 5 of these items are biscuits, 3 are candies, and the rest are savories. Savories matlab, you know, chips or something, samosas, whatever. Only one item can be kept in a shelf. Items are to be placed such that all items of the same type are clustered together with no empty shelf. Okay, so that means that all the biscuits, the 5 types of biscuits, they will come together. Right? Similarly, the 3 types of candies, they will come together. and the 4 types of savories, they will come together. So let's just again, because we have to anyways do the breakup also. These are biscuits, these are candies, and these are savories. Okay, so they are clustered together. At the same time, at least one empty shelf between two different, तो बीच में gap भी होना जरूरी है. They cannot, run into one another. So let us see कि minimum अभी ये तो 12 places are taken by items. बीच में there are 2 shelves at least. So 14 are already taken up. 2 more कुछ और खाली होंगे. Okay. So now let us see what else we know. And yes, at most 2 empty shelves can have consecutive numbers. So दोनों के बीच you can't have more than 2 empty shelves. Right? 2 types के बीच में you cannot have more than 2 empty shelves. So you can't have 3 shelves between 2 items. Not allowed. At most 2 is allowed. So great. A and B are to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves in increasing order, which means कि पहले A फिर B. I can't have B and A. पहले A होगा फिर B होगा. Okay. So here are our shelves. You have shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And then you have shelf 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. These are the 16 shelves. Okay. I and G are to be placed, and whenever they are consecutive without a gap, that means they are the same item. You should keep in mind. A and B are basically both are either candies or both are biscuits or both are savories. They are the same item. I and G are to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves, both higher numbered. तो भी कौन सा इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर यहाँ बोला नहीं है. देखो यहाँ पे बोला है, it has not been mentioned here. So they are together, right? They can be IJ also, they can be JI also. And they are higher than AB. D, E, F are savories and are to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves in increasing order after all biscuits and candies. So savories एकदम last में होंगे. और सबसे लास्ट में तो K है शेल्फ 16 में. तो इफ K is last and we know कि savories सबसे लास्ट में है, K has to be savories and these are in increasing order. So this has to be D, E, F and K. So this is one big help. Correct, that K is in 16 and then D, E, F are consecutive and in increasing order and they are all savories. L and J are items of the same type. Okay. I already know I and J are item of the same type because they are together. So L, I and J are the same item. Okay. H is a different item type. So H is not with Lij. C is a candy. Now C can either go with Lij, but then there will be 4 candies. We know that there are not 4 candies. So C cannot go with Lij. C has to go with H. This is the candy set and this is the biscuit set. Okay, तो ये candy का हो गया biscuit का, right? Because C, if it goes with Lij, you will have 4 candies. C is a candy that is given. So Lij हो गया, HC हो गया. Now I know A and B are of the same item type. So either A and B can be candies, but then again candies will become 4. So that is not possible. So A and B are biscuits. Okay. So A and B, these there are L, A, B, I, J. These are biscuits. And whatever is left now is candy. So H, C, and what is left? You have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G is a candy. Okay, great. Now L is to be placed in a shelf preceded by exactly one empty shelf. इसका मतलब क्या है? Okay, biscuits के आसपास usually there will be blanks unless biscuits start off, right? If biscuit is in shelf 1, then there won't be a blank before, but otherwise afterwards तो blank होगा ही because ये last वाला तो candy है. Now afterward अगर blank होगा, पर L तो after last में नहीं हो सकता because then L के पहले blank है. So L has to start off. Okay, and then there is a blank before L. And between AB and IJ, I know that AB is kept higher, IJ is kept higher than AB. So AB hoga, and either this is I, J, or J and I. This is how your biscuits will be filled. Now C is to be placed in a shelf preceded by 2 empty shelves. So again C has to be the first one because उसके पहले empty है. अगर C last में होता या बीच में होता तो फिर उसके पहले empty नहीं होता. So C is here. C के पहले empty है, right? And we are left with H and G. So again, they can be placed in two ways. So now we have two possibilities. Either I start off with candies. So ये दोनों empty है. Okay, so let us just make that two possibilities. So we are starting off with candies. So उसके पहले there are two empties. Then you have C. Then you have HG. Right? GH. So these are candies. Then you'll have one empty. Then you'll have L, AB, IJ. Again IJ, right? And then a blank. Because a blank is necessary. तो ये हो गए बिस्किट्स. यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है, sorry. So the second possibility is that you start off with biscuits. So again the first one is blank because it is preceded by an empty shelf. And then you have biscuits, L, A, B. Again I, J, two possibilities. Correct? And here you have biscuits, biscuits. Then two empty shelves before candies. And then you have candies, right? So the first candy is C, and then HG, GH, and these are, as we said, candies. So these are the two possibilities. Okay, so now we can look at questions. In how many different ways can the items be arranged on the shelves? So two ways तो यही हो गया कि पहले बिस्किट आएगा कि कैंडी आएगा, right? So two ways for what comes first, biscuit or candies. And then two ways for HGGH and two ways for IJJI. So totally there are 8 ways to arrange it. Right? So option here is 8. Which of the following items is not a type of biscuit? Okay, which of the following items is not a biscuit type? So what are biscuits, guys? LABIJ. So यहाँ पे LAB are biscuits types. Only G is a candy. So answer here will be option 4. Which of the following can represent the numbers of the empty shelves in a possible arrangement? So either the empty shelves are 1, 2, 6 and 12, or they are 1, 7, 8 and 12. So 1, 2, 6, 12, 1, 7, 8, 12. So सब में 1 और 12 तो common है. We have 1, 2, 6, 12. We do not have 1, 7, 8, 12. So answer is option 3. Which of the following statements is necessarily true? There are 2 empty shelves between the biscuits and the candies. No, I can have candies starting off, in which case there is no empty shelf, right? I mean, there are not 2 empty shelves, there's just 1 empty shelf. So this need not be true. All candies are kept before biscuits, need not be true. All biscuits are kept before candies, need not be true. Between B and C, how many shelves are there? In both cases. So यहाँ पे C is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And 6. So the gap is at least 5. In the second case, B is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're looking at the second case, 5. So there is at least a gap of 4 between the two. and hence answer is option 4. Right? Great, guys. Let's do the next question. 6 players, Tanzi, Umeza, Wangru, Zaila, Yonita and Zeneka, TUWXYZ, competed in an archery tournament. The tournament has 3 compulsory rounds, right? So all of them have to play 3 rounds. In each round, every player shot an arrow at a target. Hitting the center is called bullseye, and that fetches the highest score of 5. The only other possible scores are 4, 3, 2 and 1. 0 is not possible. You have to score at least 1. That is important. Every bullseye score in the first 3 rounds give a player 1 additional chance to shoot in the bonus rounds. Right? So every time you score bullseye, you get an additional chance. These are the bonus rounds, 4 to 6. A player's total score was the sum of his or her score in all the rounds. A table presents partial information. NP means that they haven't played. That means agar somebody like Wangru, who's got NP in all 3, means that he never got a 5. Okay. And a dash means that you don't know the score. So you don't know he has played, but you don't know the score. So if he's played 3 bonus rounds, that means he must have got, Zaila must have got 3 5s. Okay, so that is the way we are supposed to think. And then you have Tanzi, Umeza, Yonita, they have the same total score except one or multiple of 3. So let's do this in a slightly bigger table here. Okay, so first let's analyze what this means before we even look at this. Okay, Tanzi has got another 5 here. Okay, so Tanzi ka score, the scores that we cannot see, is 5, let us say, and A. Somewhere it's a 5 and an A. Okay, Umeza ka score, we know that there are 2 rounds, bonus rounds she has played. So there are 2 5s and then there is a B. Okay, Wangru, there are no 5s. Okay, Zaila mein yahan pe she has played, so she definitely has got 5 5s. Sorry, 3 5s. Yonita, let us say, has got a 5 and a C somewhere. And Zeneka also has 2 5s. So let us say Zeneka's score is 5, 5 and D. So the total scores that we have, right, for Tanvi, the total score is 14 plus A, correct? Because one is a 5 and an A, so 14 plus A. For Umeza, the total score is 13 plus B. For Wangru, the total score can be anything, right? It's 4 plus something, we don't know. For Zaila, the total score, let's put this as E, what is not known. So Zaila ka total score is 21 plus E. Yonita has got a 5 and a C somewhere. So she also has 13 plus C. And Zeneka, right, is 20 plus D. Now T, U and Y had the same total score. So these guys, T, U, right, and Y, yeah, have the same total scores. Total scores for all the players except one were in multiples of 3. Matlab inka score, right, only one was not a multiple of 3. So it can't be these guys. So these guys are multiples of 3. So 14 plus A can either turn out to be 15 or it can turn out to be 18. Umeza also can be 15 or 18. And Yonita also can be 15 or 18. But the thing is, no guys, K, B and C all these values that I have written down, A, B, E, right? Excluding E actually, E can still be 5. But the other values, A, B, C and D, none of these values can be 5. Because if they were 5, then they would play an extra round, right? For example, if Zeneca got 5, 5, 5, she would not play 2 bonus rounds, she would play 3 bonus rounds. If C is 5, correct, then Yonita would play 2 bonus rounds. So there is an overall constraint. So, right, that none of the ABCDs can be 5 because then the number of bonus rounds will change. So can Umeza be 18? No, then B would be 5. So Umeza cannot be 18, right? So the scores that we have for each of them, possible scores, right, are 15. So let's make this a little cleaner. They are 15. 18 is not possible. Which means that A, right, is 1, B is 2, and C is 2. So A is 1, B is 2, and C is 2. So we have taken care of this completely. We have also more or less, let's keep this as it is. The highest total score was 1 more than double of the lowest total score. So what can be the highest? Can Zeneca be the highest with 20 plus D? So if Zeneca is the highest, correct, then the score is 24. But the score, the highest score has to be odd because it's 1 more than the double. So then if Zeneca is the highest, her score is 23. In which case now the lowest, right? Lowest would have to be Wangru. So either Zeneca is the highest or it is Xyla which is the highest. So again here also Xyla can be 23 or 25. Whatever it is Wangru who is the lowest. So based on these numbers, right, either Wangru will be 11 or Wangru will be 12. Okay. And of course, here the possibilities for E is 2 or 4. And here the possibilities for D, right, is anything 1, 2, 3, etc. Now again, let us just see, let's analyze. What can Wangru be? If Wangru is 11, then Xyla or Zeneca, जो भी है, Z, sorry, right? They will have to be 23. I'll have two numbers that are not multiples of 3, which is not possible. There's only one number that's not a multiple of 3. So Wangru has to be 12. So that is great. Now again, we can make this a little neater. Now if Wangru is 12, and these three numbers, right, add up to 12 and none of them can be 5, right, because otherwise usko bonus round milta. Then the only possibility is 4, 4 and 4. And if Wangru is 12, the highest has to be 25, which cannot be Zeneca because Zeneca ka highest is 24. So Xyla must be on 25. So again, let's get that also in place. Xyla must be 25 and hence Xyla is the one that is not a multiple of 3, right? So E is 4. So here can we just write, ye to we know what this is, right? This value is 4. So this is non-multiple of 5. This of course we know is a multiple of 5. So 20 plus D should be a multiple of 3. This is the one that's not a multiple of 3. Sorry, not 5, 3. So this should be a multiple of 3. So D can be 1 or D can be 4. And the total is 21 or 24. Okay. Anything else that we have missed out on? No. Now let us look at uh, the number of players hitting bullseye in round 2. Where is the pen? Was double that of round 3. So round 3 में 1 होगा bullseye, round 2 में 2 होगा, and the remaining 5 are here. और यहाँ पे 2 होगा, तो यहाँ पे 4 होगा, and the remaining 2 are here. So I'm sorry, actually I jumped one step. I'm so sorry, guys. How do I know that there are 8 fives? We know there are 8 fives here in rounds 1, 2 and 3 because 8 bonus rounds हुआ है, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actually. Yeah, it's 9. 9 fives are there. Okay, so there are 9 fives. Now, how do we break up these 9 fives? There are two possibilities. One possibility is that there is, because of the double. यहाँ पे 1 है, यहाँ पे 2 है, so here it will be 6. But here we cannot have 6 because one of them is already on 4. So maximum fives in round 1 can be 5. It cannot be 6. The other possibility, oh yeah, no, it is 8 only. I'm so really. That's what I was wondering. ये तो 5 नहीं है ना? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nine fives, right? 1 is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other possibility, as I said, one is 6, 2, 1, which is not likely. The other is 2, 4, and the remaining here are 3. Okay. So Tanvi and Zeneka had the same same score in round 1, but different scores in round 3. So this is not possible, correct? Now their same score can be 5. If it is not 5, correct? Tanvi and Zeneka had the same score. Then the other possibility is that Tanvi ka 1 can match with Zeneka's 1. So if I put Tanvi ka 1 here with Zeneka ka 1 here, then the number of fives become too much for the third round. So that is not possible. That means these two guys have got a 5 there. The number of fives in round 3, right, can only be 2. So their same scores in round 1 is actually a score of 5. Which means this is 1. Okay. And had the same but different scores in round 3. So now she can't get a 1, she has to get a 4. So Zeneka's score is hence 24. Okay. Now we can fill up the other numbers. ये 5 है. Correct? यहाँ पे we need one more 5. We need 2 5s. So this is a 5. We don't need any more 5s here. 5 is, तो यहाँ पे 2 आ जाएगा. यहाँ पे भी we'll get a 2. And these are 5s, 4 5s. So now we have filled up the full table. Okay, now we can look at questions. What was the highest total score? Highest total score was Zyla's and it was 25, right? What was Zeneka's total score? So Zeneka's total score was 24, right? Because the scores are different, so we got 24. Which of the following statements is true? Zeneka's score was 23. No, we know it is not true, right? But we know that Xyla was the highest scorer. Zeneka is not the highest scorer. Xyla's score was not 23. Xyla is the highest scorer. What is Tanzi's score in round 3? That is a score of 1. Oops, wrong pen. Great, guys. So let's do a bonus set. This is a slightly difficult set. In dog exam, there were 3 sections, namely math, correct, VA, and DI. So instead of cat, we have a dog. 50, 40, and 30 questions. So one correct answer gives us 1 mark anywhere, right? For incorrect, you have progressive negative marking. So for the first 6 wrongs that you get, there is a minus 0.25. For the next 6 wrong that you will get, there is a minus 0.33. And from then onwards, it is a minus 0.5. Any student needs 11 marks in math, 12 in verbal, and 9 in DI to clear the respective sectional cutoff. To clear the overall cutoff, the students needs 25 marks. So overall के लिए 35. जिसको exactly cutoff मिलता है, that person we say has just managed to clear the cutoffs. So in terms of data, it is very easy to see what the data is. Now let us look at questions. What can be the minimum number of unattempted questions in the exam such that a student just manages to clear the sectional cutoffs? So you want to minimize attempts. Okay, and you still want them to get a score of the cutoff. So let us see how we can work with this. Let's look at the math section. I can't have decimal values. I want the student to get exactly 11. How can the student get exactly 11? One way is get 11 questions, correct? And mark them all correctly and you get 11 ka score. In which case your not attempted questions are very high. You have not attempted 39 questions. Instead, you want to maximize your attempts, minimize the not attempted. So you'll try and maximize how many wrongs you get. Okay. So let us now say that I attempt all 50 questions in maths. I get everything right. My score will be 50. Okay. But my score is not 50. I want my score to be exactly 11, not 50. Okay. So I want it first of all to be an integer. Now, what's 6 wrong to usko hoga hi. For every question that the student gets wrong, the student loses out on the 1 mark, the 1 correct mark, and the student also loses out on 0.25. So for the first 6 questions, the student loses out on minus 7.5. Because वो जो right भी हमने दिया था ना, we have to ensure that the right is cancelled. 50 को मैंने पूरा पहले right दे दिया. So I don't want to start from with 2 variables कि इतने attempt and इतने wrong. I just want to work with 1 variable कि attempts है इतने सब right मिल गए. अगर कोई wrong मिलता है तो I have to subtract 1 because I assumed it is right and then I also have to give it the negative marking. So that is what we are doing कि minus 7.5 हो गया. Okay. अभी इससे तो obviously 50 से I'm not going to reach 11. So let the student get another 6 wrong. This time it is going to be of this form. -1 and -0.33. So the student is going to lose out on -8. From now onwards, right? From now onwards, the student is going to lose out on 1.5 for every wrong answer. So first we have to do is start with 50. First जो 6 wrong गए तो इतना wrong हुआ, इतना marks कटा. Then next 6 wrong, itna marks kata. So right now you are at 34.5. Where do you want to reach? You want to reach 11. What is the gap? The gap is 23.5. Is 23.5 divisible by 1.5? If it is divisible, then you will, just get X number of wrongs and reach 11. Okay. But the difference is not divisible by 1.5. So you can't get the right number of wrongs to reach 11. But if it was 22.5, the difference, then you will just get how many wrong, guys? So 22.5 divided by 1.5, you can get 15 wrongs. 15 wrong aayega, correct? So now this is the actual maths. If you attempt 49 questions in maths and get how many wrong? Ye 6 or ye 15, you get 27 wrong. Then what is your score going to be? 27 wrong है तो 22 right है, तो you start off with 22. जो 6 आपको wrong मिले उसका आपने 6 into 0.25 you need to subtract. The next 6 का you'll subtract 0.33 and then the 15 का you'll subtract half. So this is going to be 1.5 and half. यहाँ आपका 9 चला गया, यहाँ आपका 12 चला गया and you will end up with 11. So instead of working with this कि कितने correct कितने wrong which takes more time, I have just worked with the total and the total में से then the final difference was not divisible by 1.5. So you say कि ठीक है, I'll not attempt all 50, I will let one question go. So my minimum unattempted in maths, minimum unattempted is 1. I have to leave out one question to end up with an exact integer of 11. Okay, ये हो गया, ठीक है. अभी VA पे भी वही करना है. Once you have understood this process, no, VA पे भी वही करना है. So you start off with 40. Let me rub off this. Okay. So for VA also, we will start off with 40. Minus 7.5 for the first 6, minus 8 for the next 6. And what number are we on? We are on 24.5. What do we want? We want a score of 12. The difference is 12.5. Is 12.5 a multiple of 1.5? No. Is 11.5 a multiple of 1.5? No. Is 10.5 a multiple of 1.5? Yes. So you leave from 12.5, you want to reach 10.5. So that can only be done with 2 unattempted questions. So VA में your unattempted questions are 2. For DI, again the same thing. 30 minus 15.5 will leave us with 14.5. I want to reach 9. That's a difference of 5.5. This is not a multiple of 1.5, but if I leave out one question, then it becomes a multiple of 1.5. So total unattempted questions has to be 4. That is your answer. Right? For this question, answer is 4. If a student attempts 87 questions and just manages to clear the sectional cutoffs, what can be the minimum possible number of incorrectly attempted questions by the student. So now you want to minimize the wrong. See, आपका 87 fixed है. Let's go back to the earlier page. We can work here also. Okay, our 87 attempts are fixed. And it is fixed that I'm going to get 11 in maths, 12 in verbal, and 9 in DI. I want to minimize my wrong questions. So then I will try and ensure that the wrong ones that I get are high marking ones. They are high marks. Correct? So what we'll do is, we'll ensure कि एक section में उसको एक भी wrong नहीं मिलता. So first, I will in fact try and ensure कि दो section में उसको wrong नहीं मिलता. The more the wrongs are in only one section, the more it will be 1.5 that the student will lose out on. Right? But one section will not work. So if I say, let's say these two sections are right, completely right. 11 attempt, all right. 9 attempt, all right. Correct? So there are not enough questions, no, in verbal. Then I need 67 questions, means 12 marks. Not happening. So instead of two sections having full right, I will go for one section having full right. So DI may the student attempts 9 and gets all 9 right. So the remaining 78 questions the student attempts in these two sections. And the student ends up with 11 marks here, 12 marks here, that's 23 marks. So what is the gap between 78 and 23? It is 55. How will we bridge this gap? So 7.5 उसको दोनों section में पहले तो 6 marks हो जाएगा. Then 8 दोनों section में जाएगा. So यहाँ पे 15 है, यहाँ पे 16 है. So if I subtract 15 and 16, 24 is left. These 24 the student will get at 1.5 wrong. So he'll get 16 more wrong. So the total number of wrongs are going to be 15 plus 16 plus 16, which is 47. Right? So 47 is your answer. That is the minimum possible number of wrongs. Okay? So let me just again make this neat. What is the minimum number of questions left unattempted such that the student just manages to clear the overall cutoff? So abhi, we are not concerned about the individual breakup. Overall number of questions are 120. I want to get 35. So we will subtract 7.5 into 3 and 8 into 3 because तीनों section में things are going to be wrong. So this is 22.5 and this is 24. So you're going to subtract 46.5. Right? So that 73.5 is what you're left with. Yeah. From here, if I have to reach 35, okay, the difference is 38.5. Now 38.5 is not a multiple of 1.5. Per 37.5 is. So I just leave one question unattempted anywhere and I can land up with a overall score of 35. Okay. So answer here is 1. Great. Let's move on to the next question. If a student attempts at least one question incorrectly in each section, then what can be the minimum number of questions attempted by the student such that he just clears all the cutoffs including the overall cutoff. So now we will say कि अभी attempt मुझे minimize करना है. So I need 11 rights in maths. I need a score of 11 in maths. 11 so I can't attempt 11, get all of them right. Every section I'm getting one question wrong. So which is the first integral total marks I can get with this current information? So we have been working with 6, right? Okay, 0.25, 0.33, and then 1.55 difference, because we wanted to really minimize the number of unattempted questions. Here we want to minimize attempts. So the quickest way to get an integer is if I get 4 wrong. Right? If I get 4 wrong, then per question I'm losing out on 1.25, and for 4 questions I will lose out on 5. Correct? So if I attempt 16 questions in maths, I can get 12 right and 4 wrong, and I land up with a score of 11. And it's a minimum. मुझे अगर एक wrong मिलना है तो I have to at least attempt 16. Same logic, say if I want 12 in verbal, so I'll attempt 17, get 13 right, 4 wrong, I'm at a score of 12. And same logic, say if I want a score of 9, I'll attempt 14, get 10 right, 4 wrong, and I am on a score of 9. So इससे I am ensuring all the cutoffs are cleared, sectional cutoffs. And I have attempted how many questions? I have attempted 47 questions. But I don't want a total score of 32. I want a total score of 35. So I can attempt one extra question in each of these sections so that I get a total score and get it right. Okay. And hence the number of attempts will be 47 plus 3 extra rights, 50. So answer is the second option, 50. Which of the following cannot be the total number of incorrectly attempted questions by a student who gets integer cutoffs? तो we saw कि 4 के साथ integer cutoffs मिल सकता है. We just saw that. 13 के साथ भी मिल सकता है, right? Because you're on minus 7.5 with the first 6, minus 8 with the next 6, and then minus 1.5 with the 13th wrong. तो ये मिल सकता है. Correct? You land up with 17. Okay, as the integral negative here. So 13 is possible. 17 is also possible. I can get 4 in one, I can get 13 in the other wrong. And 8 section, I get 0 wrong. So 17 is also possible. 32. How about 32? So once I get 13 wrong, after this can only increase. Okay, in multiples of 2. After 13, I can get 15 wrong, I can get 17 wrong, I can't get 14 wrong in one section, because then I will have a 0.5. So 32 I can do as 13 and 2 sections, giving me 26. And then I can get, in one section 4 wrong, in another section 2 wrong, and I'll still be integer. So 32 is also possible. 22 is not possible. I can get 13 on one, and then even if I do a 4 and 4 in the other, I will still be left with an odd number of questions. So answer is option 4, 22. So this was a definitely difficult set, guys, but I hope you all enjoyed the way we solved it. Here is your bonus puzzle. You have 16 unit circles placed together. Find the radius of the shaded circle in the center. तो ये बाकी जो है बाहर वाले, right? They are how many? You have 4 plus 4, 8 and 12, and then there are another 4 inside. Correct? ऐसा करके आपके 16 circles बन गए हैं. So I want to clearly you all know, correct? These are all unit circles, means के radius is 1. बाहर 16 नहीं है, बाहर सिर्फ 12 है. और यहाँ then you have 13, 14, 15 and 16. अभी आपको इसका पता करना है. ठीक है? I'll see you all again, guys, on Monday when we'll do the remaining two sets, which is the Cryptalithm set and the dance performance. Right? And guys, I hope to see you on Unacademy. As I said, we are doing this great Quant Reviser special classes. You can have a look at those. आपके पूरे maths questions के good approaches and basic concept revision हो जाएगा. Along with that, as I said, I'm also taking a plus batch for LRDI. So it's starting from 11th November, and we'll do a lot of content every Monday to Friday from 7:30 to 9. I'll be taking good LR sets. It will help your CAT preparation even for 2020, right? And guys, I know कि बहुत सारे free resources available है, but if you just check out, right, you can see how the Unacademy environment is perfectly tuned for studying. Correct? You have great FaceTime with educators. You have live polls, leaderboards, and we are running regular test series on CAT, SNAP, NMAT, right? And I'm doing analysis also for that. So I hope to see you for that as well, guys. Right? With subscription to go for, well, oops, yeah. So the National Scholarship Test, quick reminder, please enroll for that, guys. And the batch, of course. So the subscription, if you're focused on CAT 20, then you can look at the 6-month subscription or the 3-month subscription. 6-month का फायदा ये है कि we'll be there to help you for other exams for your GDPI as well. We'll be with you till May, right? If you are very certain that you're looking at CAT 2021, then you can look at the 2-year subscription. Do use my code Munira10 to get a great discount. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.